Welcome everyone to Unreal City Live. This is a series of free talks celebrating Unreal City, which is the UK's biggest public AR art festival. My name is Sophie Bew. I'm the editor of another magazine. And today I'm talking to Beijing-based artist Cao Fei, whose media spans AR, VR technology, film, even online internet art. And we're going to talk about your virtual sculpture that's down on South Bank as part of the Acute art that you can see through your Acute art app if you walk down to South Bank River. So I wondered if maybe we could start with you just talking us through what people will see through the app when they're walking down the river.
So I think this is a very interesting question for me because now I'm in Beijing. So for me, it's hardly to describe what audience will see through the Acute app. Probably when you through the app, you can see many of the artists' AR piece, near the river band, including my piece. So what I know, like have a course piece and Ulifer and many of the others. So I think different artists will separate around the South Bank, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wondered, what about yours?
So my work have a boy with a set of a table. It's like a corner of a home furniture. So the boy actually is in real life is my son. So based on my son's figure to develop a AR vision. So the boy, the name is Lee Nova. The name is from my film Nova. And the boy is keep asking audience, where is his father? Because the word Nova in actually is a 2-hour film showing in Blueprint show at certain time in this year, March. So you will see Lee Nova traveling from film world to the augmented reality, and like a nomad figure to keep asking people, where is he, where is his father, is like a lost his connection in virtual reality.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about Nova and the story? Because the boy gets lost in a computer, essentially, but maybe you could give us a little bit of a background so we know where he's come from.
Yeah, Nova, I think many of the critic talk about this art critic talk about these pieces. They will say this more like a retro future film. In the film, the boy's father is a scientist who developed a computer in China. And one day, his father made a big experimental project and put his son in the computer. So, and the son, unfortunately, one day he stuck in the computer because the project is a fail. And the son is stuck in the computer as a digital ghost. So this VR world is like a extension version from the Nova film.
Yes, because you also turned the characters, you revisited them in Eternal Wave too, which is an AR piece and also a VR video. I was quite interested in why you keep revisiting the same characters. Sort of this boy is endlessly wandering around the sort of internet or the computer world, and why he's down on the river. It's quite a sad story. He's quite a forlorn character. I wondered if, what are you saying about technology, or in using this app, you're watching someone who's frozen So what does he represent, and why do you keep revisiting him, do you think?
I think it's quite interesting for me is how to develop a film in different layer. So, for example, when you visit a museum or cinema, you can watching the film from as a like a screen with audience, right? Like a 2 dimension. But as a VR piece, and you can use a headset to explore the digital world that I create. Like I create a Nova City, I create an old cinema in China, and then you can see where the boy is. Even the boy can meet you in the VR world. And after the virus condition, we discussed with Acute and how could be to develop this piece in the augmented reality with headsets. Because after the virus, many of the museums they stop all the like touching equipment, like a headphone, like headset, right? So I think it's important for audience to use their personal equipment to access the virtual reality.
Why do you think that's important? Why is it important that it's their own personal equipment?
Because from another side is this piece is talk about is like alternative story from the historical. So and then something is like from the past to the future, or from the past to the present. So you can use like a personal equipment, like open a book or open a chapter, but certainly prop up from your work. It's like a time how to say, like a time traveling. But
Yeah.
this is dialogue is between you and the boy. It's very personally. So it's not like a film, like a 2 dimension. I'm showing you something, right? I describe a story with you, but now from the AR or VR world, we still have like interrupt and let people. It's really interrupt with the film, and also means the film have a space. It's not like what I say, like very solid film, but also the film like open the door to welcome the audience as a player or as one of the role to participate in this film. And that level, maybe the film is not a film, it's a space.
What do you think, what impact does that have on the viewer? For instance, with the South Bank piece, what will they feel maybe interacting with that boy? What will they see him doing as well?
For my imagine, South Bank is like a public space, and the boys there is like a nomad guys there, right? Because like in public space, if have like a stranger somewhere else. At another level, the boy I call is like digital ghost, because digital ghost, you don't know where he will present. Maybe sometime here, there. So it's really how to say, it's like by chance you will see something very strange. And this boy is not look like a British, but it's a Chinese boy, but speak very like a British English. Is a little bit strange. So, and also the app you can download from your phone, and then you can install it everywhere. So I think Southband is a platform for the mass media to understand this project or know about this project. And because the view is incredible, because with the river, I think is compare you download in your office, your home is quite different, because have a large landscape as a reference. Then will make the cities more surreal. Yeah. Especially with all the other words, all the other pieces to connect each other. So I think it's quite amazing.
Yeah, you're kind of interweaving this incredible setting with your work, and the two are kind of fusing together depending on who's looking at the app and who's not. It's quite amazing. I know both your parents were sculptors, so you were introduced to art at quite a young age. But I wondered when you came across these technologies like AR and VR, and what happened? What was your first impression?
Yeah, I think for the Acute project, many of the artists I don't think they play on VR or AR from the beginning, right?
Right.
Many of them they play with some traditional medium, sculpture, installation, or animation. So 2007, I developed the Ambicity on Second Life. I think this is the first time I play with like a digital medium.
And that was a whole kind of
water platform.
That was you created a whole city where other people on Second Life could go and spend time. You also invited artists to create work there, right?
Yeah.
And I think the Serpentine, they had a kind of physical space dedicated to it, so you could see it unfold. But for most intents and purposes, it existed only online. So it's kind of an invisible work in a way, but then so detailed and intense for anyone who was experiencing it. So had you been playing Second Life a lot at that point? Is that how you got into it, or what invited you into setting up a world on that platform?
I think 2007, between the 2008 the economic crash, I think people were exciting about the future. Like you think about the online platform, probably it's like a utopia. So many of the company or artists, people, they all invest. I mean, not economic invest, but invest of this virtual platform. So, but that is very early, yeah. And when I create Ambicity, and at that time, not too much people understand what is that. Especially the Chinese audience, because Second Life still have like a technical boundary for normal visitor. Not like today, we download app, we can scan, we easy to catch up the art pieces, very easy to I mean, lost technology boundary. So the audience or the people understand my Ambicity, I think sometimes after that. I mean, when I finish the city, some people come to me, or students come to me, or where is the city? But actually the city is closed in 2012.
Right. Yeah. So they're still trying to find it.
Yeah. So sometimes it's like you create something, but it's like a time gap. The audience or the receiver always have like a time delay. Yeah, it's like from the history, send you a message, but maybe after many a year, you receive a message. So something like this AR piece, you met a boy, right, asking something. Maybe the boy from the past, you don't know, but use this the new technology. Yeah.
So why do you think those technologies appealed to you then? What made you start investigating them? Are they are they utopian to you?
I think from the very beginning, I think I just think it's very curious, because I always like surreal, unreal. So this time the title Unreal City also for me is not strange, because from the very beginning we're like Ambicity, even like a more early world cosplayer, the people fighting in the city, dressing like a customer, yeah. So I always imagine or try to recreate Unreal City. It's maybe parallel our life, or doubling our life, or mirroring our life. So this is what I always focus on this.
Well,
so, So from this point of the view, the virtual reality, augmented reality, I think this is medium developing from today, I think it's very for me it's very interested to as a tool, right? For me to easy to develop another visual or another space beyond the reality.
Yes. So yeah, as we were discussing, you have a lot of your work has existed in a kind of liminal space, like a online in Second Life or in a VR headset, and especially a city that doesn't exist anymore is a kind of a ghost city. So there's these really fluid boundaries between the virtual and the real. How do you see that as sort of, what does that mean for the future of art, do you think? Especially sort of, we've been going through this pandemic. We haven't been able to go and view art in real life in a lot of cases. Do you think art can exist solely outside of the physical space? And do you think now that's become more necessary, maybe?
Since 2007, I developed the Second Life City, RMB City, and we are already asking the same similar question. So will the virtual platform will change our the way to think about art, or also the space? And also today have the developed so many technology and develop our dialogue. Like today we use Zoom, we use a different kind of communication platform, but still cannot totally instead our real contact, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we still need the face-to-face.
Mm-hmm.
We still need to make the work in real life at the museum, at the gallery, or even on the street. So for me, I would like to say the both side is important. Because, for example, you look at the installation piece or archive material or video or something, because from the physical way you have the space, you have the lighting, you have the feeling of everything. But I think it's hard to because from the digital platform, everything is the quality is digital, right? Even it look like so real, so amazing, but that is one kind of texture or feeling. It's hard to insist each other.
We still need both.
Yeah.
And I've read that, as you said, the boy on the South Bank, he's based to look at him visually on your son. But you also drew some comparisons to him in terms of him being a bit lost in a virtual world through the pandemic as well. How have you seen that play out with your children? Do they spend a lot of time online as well? More than now or more now?
Yeah, now they can go to school, but every day with masks. But during the pandemic 10 months, they have like a lot of Zoom class.
Yeah.
And they feel is unhappy in their life. So also in the family, every day we fight each other in the small apartment in Singapore. Yeah. So yeah, it's quite depressed of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about, did you attend any virtual biennials this year? Because all of the art fairs went online. How did you find those? And do you think we might be using more of them in the future, or still we need both?
I think have so many like virtual biennial fair. I don't see the fair is successful because what I hear, it's difficult for collector, right, to see the painting or see the sculpture. through the image, right? Yeah, that is, I think that is difficult. But I recently I received a lot of like invitation about like online exhibition, online screening, online project, digital project. So you will see all the institution, museum, and try to develop their virtual project platform, right? So even they have much work in their institution to develop like a video to showing their project, showing their real life project. They have more interview with the corporation artists. So it's like you have institution before you have exhibition department, and now maybe you have like a media department or virtual media department, something like that, or virtual project. So I think it's harder than before because online platform is like a, how to say, it's like a folder. It's like folder, right? It's not like a real museum, real life museum. You have exhibition and then you can visit that physical space. And now as a closed folder, you have to connect all the links. But when we have faced so many links, so many online projects, so many Zoom interview, right? uh, I think it's difficult to how to catch the audience. So it's like
Mm.
we have to face the way that so many information and face how we lost this all the art information.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's much more harder than before.
Yeah. But then I feel like you're very experienced at creating, something more emotional or more human through AR or VR or these quite emotional connections. I wonder how do you do that? How do you really engage people through these virtual mediums? How do you get that emotional connection?
Because when Acute invite me to doing the project from the very beginning, I say because I try the very first stage virtual reality in 2007, right? So if after 10 years, if invite me doing this project again, first of all, maybe the technology is update, but from another side, not many VR work or AR work can touching me. That
Mm-hmm.
is the technology or virtual artworks problem. Because for you, it's not a real, it's the best things, right? Or some words very entertainment is the good way because like whoa, wow. I think many of the digital words something we play with like that. But how we transfer the emotion to the audience through technology or through digital texture, yeah, because digital texture is really hard to
Mm-hmm.
transfer the emotion. You can transfer the another kind of emotion, but not is human emotion. You can transfer the like a landscape, beautiful, happy, and something make fun with you, or a huge size of small object, something like this. You so wow, but it's hard to transfer like a human being, right?
Yeah.
So that is what I want to discover on this Eternal Way project with AQR to see if possible to develop the emotion layer in the from the VR or AR world.
Okay. And do you have any idea how can you do that? What is there anything missing from technology at the moment that would help?
I think the thing is also like what I say is we have so many apps. We facing so many information every day, right? So we just look at it, opens up and download and play and then close.
Yeah.
So how to let the audience coming back? or continue their feeling. It's like a magazine, like online. You have to keep the contents, or the content can play with audience, or and that can be developed. Otherwise, it's like a painting or a moving painting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and next time the audience will forget it. So also, what information you can transfer to the audience, they will imagine, they will think it all the time, or they want to try it or play with it again and again. It's like a game, because the game, when you play with that, you still, oh, I'm not finished yet. I want to play again. Or like a second line platform, because you have a friend, or you have house to build, so you keep going back. But as VR or AR art projects, so how to continue it, how to develop as a non-stop contents. I think that is the maybe as a question for artists to think about this. Not it's just finish, but you understand? Yeah.
Yeah, have
It's
an
like like a
ongoing
season
engagement.
1, like season 1, season 2, season 3.
Yeah, to really fully integrate into.
Yeah, otherwise like a dead artwork, same. Yeah, because I think the platform different. It's platform different, audience different. The like app is different. So the people need to like how to let the people stick on this.
So you kind of want to get a sort of 3-dimensionality of time, not just space, right? I guess.
Yeah, and also the technology need to develop more and more. Yeah, how to let the audience involve in more deeply.
Yeah. So I only have time for one more question. But is there one thing you'd like your viewers to take away from the South Bank exhibition? Is there anything in particular that you would like people to feel or think about?
Let me think about that. Yeah, if talk about my pieces, because the boy is looking for his dad.
Yeah.
So I hope the audience can bring him back home to unfolding him at home or somewhere else.
Oh.
And let him have more explore more places to on his non-stop nomading. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Cao. It was such a pleasure
Thank you.
speaking. And thank you to everyone for tuning in to this Unreal City Live talk.